Hi all, welcome to IAS Academy. In this series, we will cover ethics, integrity, aptitude for UPSC, and we will cover the entire syllabus. So the structure of the classes, we will discuss subtopic wise. Each chapter will have a topic, and then at the end of the topic, we will discuss a maze based question. I will tell you how to approach it, what should be the structure of it. So whoever is interested and passionate and want to get more marks, they can write their answers and mail us to beiasacademy@gmail.com. So not wasting much time, let's get into the chapter. The first chapter is Introduction to Ethics. In this chapter, we're going to discuss the topics: what are ethics, or what is ethics, and what is the essence of ethics in our life. Okay. So what is ethics? So before going to the class, let's discuss a quotation. A man without ethics is a wild beast loosened upon this world. A man without ethics is what? Is a wild beast who is wandering across this world. So it was given by Albert Camus. So you can see the image so that you can remember him. He was a French philosopher. He won Nobel Prize in Literature at the age of 44. Okay. So to remember the quote, let's connect some stories. So we are listening that forests are degrading, human beings are exploiting the nature. So we are digging hills for mining. We are we are burning forests for real estate land, encroaching hills. Why is this happening? Because a man does not have ethics. He becomes a wild beast loosened upon this world. Let us take another scenario. In USA last year, there was a issue called during 2019 or 20, I don't remember exactly. There was a social campaign that's called Black Lives Matter. You can see the image here. A black person was killed by the police. So then there was a huge hue and cry across USA, so that he was killed unnecessarily without any reason, only due to racial prejudice. So here, what is the cause for it? Why did the cop kill the black man without any cause? Because he did not have any ethics. So a man without ethics is a wild beast loosened upon this world. You can use this quote in your essay, in your mains, GS, and ethics as well, wherever relevant. For pollution you can use, for corruption you can use, for any social evils like untouchability, rape, wherever scenario permits, you can use this quotation. So it is given by Albert Camus. Right. So now, what are ethics? So normal parlance in our day-to-day life, we say that this particular person is ethical, or he or she is ethical, or she is unethical, or he is unethical. What does it mean? That means ethics is a system of moral principles. So for example, you value certain moral values, moral principles like honesty, integrity, probity. So if you value these moral principles will guide your behavior. This system is called ethics. Understood, right? Let us imagine a scenario. So you have a compass. That compass has right and wrong directions. You are confused what to do. Tomorrow you are an IAS officer. You are sitting on a desk. So you have a situation in front of you. So now you will be thinking of your next plan of action by using your moral principles. This entire process is ethics. So ethics is a system of moral principles. What is ethics? Ethics is a system of moral principles. So now, what are moral principles? Then what are moral values? You read about moral studies in your school, or you might have learned some moral principles from your family in your school. Examples: honesty, trustworthiness, being courageous. These are moral values. The attitude of never giving up. So Indians never give up the thought of getting freedom from the Britishers. So never giving up, that is a moral value. Adding value to the world, never giving up on your preparation on a daily basis. Adding value to the world, and then being patient, taking responsibility, that is personal responsibility. So these are moral values. That means there is a difference between morals and ethics. This system of moral principles which guide the human behavior for a better society is ethics. So ethics is about action, or execution, morals is in your mind. So moral starts with M, that means in your mind or personality, whereas ethics is execution. That is how you can remember. Okay, apart from it, ethics is also a systematic study. If you see the image here, you can see the lens like Sherlock Holmes. So ethics, it's an investigative study of what is right and what is wrong. It is an investigative study of knowing what is the right thing to do, and how to understand and to study how people make decisions and lead their lives. So ethics also deals with human action, that is execution. E ethics, E execution. So ethics deals with human action as well. So now you understood what ethics is, right? Apart from this, ethics also, for example, there is a sailor who is traveling in a dark ocean in the night. So he lost. He does not know how to reach the destiny. Somewhere in the corner, he sees a small light. So he directs his boats towards that light. Once he starts reaching there, the light becomes more and more. Finally, he reaches his beach or his destiny. Similarly, ethics are like a lighthouse in our life. They direct our behavior. Okay. So ethics is derived from, etymology is it derived from a Greek word that is ethikos, which means habits, or which ethikos means customs, ethikos means character or disposition. Okay. So as I said, ethics, ethics can be a guiding light for human conduct or human behavior. So tomorrow you want to change somebody's behavior. How will you do it? How will you handle it? You will use the application of ethical principles. That is how you can bring a change in human behavior. So tomorrow you are an IPS officer, IAS officer, sitting in a power of, sitting as a public servant. Then you will use apply these ethical principles to bring a change in human action or human behavior. Why? To build a humane society which has peace, harmony, justice. This is ethics. Then, okay, I said ethics is a system of moral values, or ethics is a guiding light for human action. Ethics is an investigative study of knowing what is right and what is wrong and what is wrong. So then what is ethics is not about? Is religion ethics? Yes or no? Not completely. Okay. Is ethics morality? We have seen that. Morality is about system of moral values. Now you'll ask me what is a value? Value is okay, let me tell you a quote. Value has value when you value it. Let us say you got your job. So your salary is 1 lakh. With that 1 lakh, you bought an iPhone or a phone which is around 1 lakh. So how will you protect it? You'll keep a screen cover, screen guard, protect it. Very closely, keep it to yourself. That means what will happen to the same phone after 2 years or 3 years? You will not keep it, you will not value it so much. That means value has a value when you value it. That means value is a degree of respect or degree of quantifiable measure that you add to it. So there is a value, there is morals and ethics. Okay, I'll tell you how to remember the difference between. Let's say there is a house. House is made up of walls. These walls are made up by bricks, right? So imagine these bricks are values. If you build if you lay the entire bricks, it becomes a wall. This wall is like a value. The entire house is like ethics. Okay, let us look at a quotation here. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. This is given by Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant is a German philosopher. So what is the quote? In law, that is as per law, a man is guilty if he violates the rights of others. But in ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. Let us say there is a land, government land. That person has encroached it just 1 feet or 2 feet. He was thinking of encroaching it. As per ethics, if he thinks of doing anything that he is guilty of, that is not permittable as per Immanuel Kant. But as per law, so that means in other words, where law ends, ethics begins. Okay, So ethics is not morality. We have seen that it is above morality. Ethics is beyond religion. Ethics is not just following the law. Ethics is not just following culturally accepted norms. Ethics is not about liking or disliking something. Ethics is not about belief system. Ethics seeks to resolve the questions of human morality by defining concepts such as good, evil, right, wrong, virtue, vice, justice, crime. So ethics is it is a guiding light. It directs us to do what is good and how to avoid bad, how to avoid wrong, how to avoid evil. Okay. Then what is the essence of ethics? What is essence? Essence means an intrinsic quality or innate quality, right? Okay. Ethics originates from a sense of justice that is prevailing in a particular society. That is the first essence. That means, where does ethics come from? It comes from a sense of justice that is prevailing in a society. That is the first essence. For example, next thing is ethics varies from person to person, place to place, time to time, country to country, culture to culture, nation to nation. So ethics at each level affect each other. Ethics are interrelated. For example, there is a relation between integrity, honesty, truthfulness. So without treating people just and equally, there cannot be no tolerance, right? So ethics are interrelated to each other. That is the essence. Ethics also has various other benefits for individual as well as society at large. Like being ethical, you'll have a non-corrupt society or a peaceful society, or different religions will exist in harmony. There will be respect for women. Justice will be provided at the quickest time possible. So there are certain benefits. Ethical behavior leads to certain benefits. So these are some certain essences. Let us look at some more. Ethics preaches a certain kind of behavior, like it will tell you what is a good thing to do. Helping people is a good thing to do, or being honest is a good thing to do. So the ethics preach a certain kind of behavior in a society or in an individual. Ethics are subjective as well as abstract, because they affect the individual's emotion and perception and the individual's understanding of a situation, of person, place. So ethics are both subjective as well as abstract. Okay, let me ask you a question. Are ethics universal? I mean, is it the same everywhere? It changes from time to time. In India, there was a sati practice. It was valid. Child marriages was valid. As per present situation, it is not. So society is society. In an Islamic country, marrying, polygamy is accepted, is ethical. Whereas in India, it is not ethical. So it differs from society to society, place to place. Then the next question is, why do we need ethics? What is the need of ethics? Do you think so? We need ethics? Yes. Okay. Why? To regulate social relationships. That means if we do not have ethics, imagine how the society will be. Next, it also helps in your growth, society's growth and development. Ethics leads to self-satisfaction. That's a need. And it also, if you are leading an ethical life, you will have a happy life and a meaningful life. First of all, you will have a meaningful life, then that will lead to happy life. Ethical people make a good citizen to achieve the highest good, the greater good for the greatest number. Summum bonum. So normally human being is selfish by nature, but if they follow this ethical behavior, there will be a greater good which can be achieved. Okay, now let us look at a mains-based question. Explain how ethics can contribute to social and human well-being. So can you attempt this question? So the standard format, there is a structure to the answer. To get more marks, you follow the structure. There will be introduction, body and a conclusion. In the body, introduction 2 to 3 lines, body, write paper specific keywords, current affairs any relevant, any theories which are relevant, draw 2 to 3 diagrams, flow charts or whatsoever, pictorial representation like which they have in your economic survey, like that. In every subject, try to do this, and then finally you conclude with a solution or a positive note and you can also use quotations in introduction and conclusion. Right. So let us look at, so introduction. What will you do here? You will define ethics and you will write the quotation of Albert Camus or Immanuel Kant quotation. And then you come to the body. You will write the question, how ethics contributes to society's well-being or social well-being, 3 to 4 points. And then you go to the how ethics contributes to human well-being. So you will write 3 to 4 points, or you club social and human well-being and write 5 to 6, 7, 8 points. And then write relevant theories, examples, real life examples, your personal examples, and try to draw diagrams, and then come to the conclusion. So here you can be smart to rephrase the question itself. So without ethical behavior, there would be all-round chaos and confusion. Thus, ethical action helps in securing social and human well-being. So you're using the question itself. So without ethical behavior, there will be all-round chaos and confusion. Thus, ethical action helps in securing social and human well-being. So that is how you end your answer. So let us end this lecture. Thank you for listening and have a great day.